Chris Missy news. Which Marlie is most likely to make the jump from the AHL to the NHL on full-time basis next season, excluding, of course, Matt Fratton and Jake Gardner?
Well, you point to the players that played best, on the Toronto Marlies this year, and I think Corby Holzer really pushed the game last year, particularly as the year went on. I mean, when Mark Fraser came in and they paired them together, there was not a better shutdown pair in the league. And Mark Fraser may very well see games as well this year. He's very effective in his role, 25 years old, and has played 100 games in the NHL. But Corby Holzer took his game to a very close to NHL level last year, and on many nights played at an NHL level, so that would be one. Jerry D'Amigo, potentially in a penalty killing role, will get a shot to see what he can do. But the two I think that people point to the most are Nazem Kadri and Joe Colburn. The player of the month in the month of October. There was not a better player in the American Hockey League than Joe Colburn. He got hurt, he had a serious wrist injury, played through that injury, and it was a difficult year for him in terms of that as the year went on, but still a growth year. And Nazem Kadri now back again and ready to go. Different level of strength, different level of compete, different level of all the things that he does so well, just up a notch. And so those are the two names, Nazem and Joe, that I think people from the outside look at the most and say they're pretty close.
And as a side question, does Joe Colburn's year provide another kind of development, maybe more of a mental development that he had to go through?
You have to go through these things, and I sat in on the exit interviews with Dallas Eakins at the end of the year. And what people talked about, not only through the year, but it was the first time that Joe Colburn had been seriously checked by other teams. That he was the target, that all of a sudden he was the focus of other teams. That's a factor. It was also the first time a lot of those kids had played 100+ games. And particularly when you're coming from the college system of 40 games, to play 108 games, as you get to be a professional in whatever field you're in, albeit a doctor or a lawyer, you could wake up really tired one day and go to work and be terrific. You know how to work tired in whatever field you're in. If I'm exhausted one day, I could come in and for one day dial it up and be very efficient at what I do. But a 20 or 21-year-old does not know how to do that. And so being tired in the playoffs, being subjected to that kind of fatigue that they never thought they'd experienced before, more tired than they'd ever been in their life. Once you go through it, once you say, okay, here's how I handle it, here's how I handle it differently. And when you play with the real veteran players in the NHL, they know how to play banged up, they know how to play physically tired, they know how to play mentally tired. That all contributes to it. So Joe experienced some things, playing through an injury, playing physically tired, being targeted. You can't replace it, you can't tell him how to do it, you can't read about it, you have to go through it.